I hit Babe with the hezzy, pump fake, and basically, yikes.
I'm not gonna lie, I was heartbroken.
He said, yikes. You know what I'm saying? She stood me up on the first day.
Okay, so
What's going on, y'all? This is Riding Along with the Cars, you know what I'm saying?
we're gonna be the cars. All right, y'all. So yeah, this is basically the first video on our channel. If you have not watched our engagement video, then be sure to pause this and go check that out. And so in this video, we're gonna recap that and just tell you guys what you guys should expect, I guess, from this channel.
You know, the people can expect the journey of our lives. We're just gonna document, a lot of things. We're not gonna document everything, but just
absolutely not. Y'all get a little sneak peek.
People just get a chance to see, what we're doing out here in Japan. A lot of people are like, hey, what do they really do out there in Japan, because we spend a lot of time out there, and, just document that and just document our, our relationship. And then hopefully, later on in the future when we have our kids, this will be something that they can check out, I think a lot of times you see like, our parents and the generations back in the day, they used to have their camera recorder recording. So this is just our version with it, doing it on DJI, but just recording those moments. So, later down the line, we can look back and be like, man, that was crazy. And you guys get to see that too. So
no, really. And I do believe that God is creating something special, and we just feel called to document. Don't know when, don't know how, or what's going to come of this, but yes, it's for y'all, but it's really for us.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
So we're really excited to take you guys along for a ride along with us. Our life is literally crazy, and even our friends are like, it's kind of a movie, and it's like, no, really, if y'all got to see everything. We'll see what we want to show y'all, but it's just crazy. So, like I said, we just got engaged. When did we get engaged, babe?
Yeah, we got engaged at Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji. This man took me to Mount Fuji.
Before the season had started and everything. So, man, that was one of the greatest moments of my life. And I'm so glad we did it for sure. So glad. And best investment ever, just to be able to have her by my side and have her here. So, wouldn't want to know the way. So.
Oh, thanks, babe.
But enough of that.
Enough of that mushy stuff. It's like, we love it. Okay, so we met in high school. But then we did college long distance. That dog.
You got to start from when we met in high school though, because there's a lot. You can't just.
We can do a high school recap. That's a whole nother video, to be honest. I gotta subscribe for that.
Because what I'm saying, she stood me up on the first day.
Okay. So if you want that story time, be sure to comment down below.
Crazy.
So, just to take y'all back, if you want a quick story time about our high school, we'll probably do that later on. But right now, just a quick recap. We met in high school. And then we've been long distance basically our whole relationship until now, thank God. And we were separate in college. We used to visit each other on the weekends when I wasn't in season and he wasn't in season, which was hard. So now that we're at this point, like, it's been a lot of ups and downs, but I'm so glad we're here. So tell them, babe, how we got here, or the background behind the proposal, because basically he did all the work.
Tania is such a special person, special girl in my life and everything. And it's crazy because where I stay in my apartments is a little bit of a high rise. So sometimes you can see Mount Fuji. And last year, when I first moved out here, I used to see Mount Fuji all the time and just knowing the symbolism of, I used to see it.
Sure,
not all the times, but every now and then you'll see Mount Fuji because it's hard. It's hard to see, but when you see it, that's Mount Fuji.
Yeah. And we got a perfect view, guys. That's how you pick the spot.
Yeah, so that's how I picked the spot, seeing Mount Fuji. I was like, man, this is beautiful. So getting there, I was like, man, this is the spot to do it. It had the nice water to it because I know Tania, she's a water girl. She loves water. So it was kind of a fusion of seeing Mount Fuji in Japan. Because when people, it was just like one of those things where I was like, man, this is such a beautiful place, and just the symbolism of, the longevity of it and just, the foreverness. And I was like, that's something that, we have and I want to continue to have. So I was like, man, this is the perfect place to do it. So, I had been joking with her, like, yeah, I'm finna just get one of my teammates to just shoot this joint on an iPhone and everything. And I really think I had her for that, but I was like, no, we've been kicking it for a minute. So I was like, let me make this nice and special for her.
And I appreciate that because he used to joke all the time. And there was other times where I thought he was gonna propose, and I was like a little disappointed. By the end of the day, it was like, oh, God's timing for sure.
I mean, guys, you gotta see where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're doing the engagement, our process until we might be just like, hey, we're just gonna keep it chill, keep it simple. But it's definitely one of those things where it's like, nah, this is one of the few times where it's like, hey, it's time to lock in. It's time to do the most. It's time to put in that extra, and I'm glad I did, and it paid off.
Yeah,
so
you did great.
Once I figured out Mount Fuji, I had reached out to him, and I was like, hey, look, like, this is where I stay at. This is what I want to do. I want to make it a special moment. Like, I want the whole shebang. Like, I want the videos, I want the photos, I want everything. I want from all different angles. Like, and I seen some of the work, and I was like, okay, this is it. So probably like, a month before, we did a whole meeting with the whole content team, Yeah, it was huge. Yeah, I don't.
A month
I didn't tell you this.
Oh my goodness.
But it took a lot of planning and preparation, just looking at weather. Because the thing about Mount Fuji, if y'all been there before, y'all know, and if y'all haven't, Fuji is a beautiful place, but it's a monster when it comes to weather, because the weather, it can change, and when it's rainy and cloudy, it's hard to see Fuji. And when you're trying to get those photos, you got to have the perfect weather. So I had told her, hey, I want to take you on this special dinner 2 weeks from now on this Wednesday. So I planned it all out, because that's when it was going to originally happen. But then the weather came out where, it was going to rain. So I was like, we can't do it. And I had Sicer up all that time, and I was kind of playing with it too.
Straight Sicer.
Yeah, I was like, I was just playing around, you know what I'm saying? I hit baby with the hezzy, pump fake, and basically,
I'm not going to lie, I was heartbroken.
He said, yikes.
We will say stuff here and there, and I'm like, okay, well, we've said stuff before, and we do play around like that. Is our relationship. We don't take each other too serious, but at the end of the day, that's my man. I want to be with him, so...
So yeah, we get to the day and it rained out. So I called the whole content team. I was like, it's off today. So I still, we still went out to the 53rd floor and everything.
The dinner was so beautiful too.
Yeah, it was nice. We had yakiniku and it was nice. We'll drop some photos y'all see right over here.
Put some pictures in.
Yeah, and it was a great time, but obviously isn't what I wanted to do. So we still had a good time.
But after dinner, I was like, it would be so nice if he did propose now. Of course, I was like, just letting things happen, and then we got back on the train, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess it didn't happen to me.
I mean, that next Wednesday, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this is it right here. So planning for Fuji, I told Babe, I was like, yeah, we got to leave early. Like, I just told her we're going to another fancy restaurant. I think she was just thinking the same thing. And
but this one was way far out, and I was just really hungry.
Yeah. So we get to Fuji and everything, and we're taking the bus there. And I'm just like, I hope she ain't figure out where we're going, because they got these people with these big bags. Did you know that we were going to Fuji at that point?
I mean, I saw the signs, but the people backpacking, and we went the opposite side of the signs though.
Yeah, that is true.
All the backpack people were going one way, and then we were going another way. I'm like, dang, hope I get something to eat.
Yeah. So we finally pull up, and Babe was like, man, this is beautiful. Like, is this Mount Fuji? And this is when I finally told her, I was like, yeah, this is Mount Fuji. Because I used to just mess with her and point at random things, even just buildings or convenience. And I was like, that's Mount Fuji right there. That's Mount Fuji.
Shit, I'm a pointer. I ain't know.
You used to get her every time. Every time.
Dang.
Not every time, but But we get there, and I'm like, yeah, let's go out. So we take the bus, and I'm texting them like, hey, we finna go pull up and everything. And we finally get to it's like a bus stop that stops around the whole lake, that circle around the whole lake. And we passed by our stop, because apparently in Japan you got to click the button on the bus to stop the bus. So if you don't click it, it's just gonna keep going.
That's what happened.
So that's what happened, and we passed, and I was like, dang, we done missed our spot. And at this point, it's sunset, like it's go time, it's prime time, it's tip off, like it's tip, it's tip off, it's kickoff, whatever game time is for y'all, it done, it's happening at this moment, and we are in the bus. So you know what I'm saying. I'm like, so I'm texting him, like, he like, where you at? And I'm like, hey man, like, just buy time. I'm finna be there in a little bit. And I'm saying buy time, but ain't nothing you can do about stopping the sunset in Fuji. So we finally spin around, and we catch the bus to go back. We get back, and at this point I'm like, all right, it's game time. And I'm like, whew, I'm feeling it. Nobody's scared, nobody nervous, but just a little excited for the moment.
Yeah.
I was like, whew. So I remember we pulled up, and I was like, can I use the bathroom real quick?
Oh, you did go in there twice.
Yeah, so, and I was trying to text him.
You was nervous? I'm surprised I didn't peep that.
I wasn't nervous. Like I said, I was very excited for the moment.
Okay.
And I had to text him like, hey, we finna walk through this way, and we gonna do it. So we get everything set up, and now it's just like walking down the tunnel, walking down the tunnel, whatever y'all, the sports, when you getting ready to hit the game field, it's like, at this point, you got all your equipment on, you got your stuff. At this point, you done prepped and did everything you needed to do. Like, it's sports. It's like, ball is life. Ball is living life.
It's about sports and a proposal, man.
So we walking down, and I'm like, all right, this is it right here. And he had told me a specific spot. It was like this little rock on the beach I had to go to. And that was the spot where we was going to take the photos and everything.
Because we were nowhere near that.
Fuji.
Now that I realize.
Yeah, so I was like,
just walking in the sport for real.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, let's just dip our feet in the water. So I'm trying to get her to get closer to the water, and we getting over, and I'm like, yeah, we not near the spot. Man, my man in the camera, he was like, over here. He like coughed. He was like, oh, over here.
And yo, I'm pretty observant, so I have no idea how I missed this. Crazy.
So, and the crazy thing is, I got my arm around her, so I'm like, she looking at the water and everything. And I'm like, Like, and we like talking and like, guys, you know how we do it. We go nonverbal at this point. It's like no words were said, but words were said. You know what I'm saying? So we like
Whatever
we
that
planned
means.
it out. You know what I'm saying? And we finally done got it to where I got to the right spot. And then, you know what I'm saying, the rest is history, you know. Just at that point, like, it just went blank. Like, I just came straight from the heart and everything. And
Really.
yeah.
It was beautiful. And hopefully y'all can hear the brakes. But yeah, it was absolutely beautiful because like what I envisioned, first of all, he 10 times I do, even doing it in Japan. And yes, we know we want to spend the rest of our lives together, but to do it, I think it was really surreal to me. To do it at that moment, I was like, oh wow, this is happening. That's crazy. And like it took me a while to hold back the tears, and I was like, I'm not gonna cry, because I'm a real T, if y'all know. Real T's don't cry. But no, it was like, I guess all the 7 years, all the ups and all the downs, it's just like, I don't know, it just was perfect at that moment, you know. And realizing that we genuinely, oh yeah, you gotta try that. We
I was
genuinely,
gonna snag this one.
I'm sorry, it's so good. We genuinely do love each other, and
Oh, this is a hot cocoa. Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
My bad.
I gotta
I'm
get
gonna
one.
let you. Yeah.
I wouldn't have won it any other way. So it was a dream come true. You definitely outdid yourself, babe. So I appreciate it so much. And y'all, look at my ring.
Yeah, you see it.
I wanted this for like 5 years. I sent it to my sister. You want to share a little bit behind the scenes about that? Because me and my sister had to have a talk. I'm like, I know people very well, and I know I thought I could read people, but he's been putting things in place for a long time, and so I appreciate the intentionality behind it, the heartfelt and the beautiful scenery. Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't realize Mount Fuji meant until you told me, like longevity, love,
Yeah. For like foreverness and everything.
forever. We forever, ever.
And like you said about that, shout out to a lot of people. First off, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, thank God for just allowing this, for everything to happen. You know, I want to thank my family, her family side of things too, and especially even her sister, Takira, you know. We were a,
Yes,
you know,
sissy.
tag team trying to tag this out, how to figure out how to do everything, and
She's amazing.
you know, she really helped me out with a lot of this stuff, so I appreciate her too. So
Yes.